January 6th, the cold set in. Same day every year, it cuts me again. Your chair's still there, your laugh still loud. In every quiet room you're around. Coffee on the counter, your old flannel coat. I still hear your voice in every note. You taught me strength without a sound. Now I'm learning how to live without you around. Oh, Pops, I miss you more than words can say. Some days I'm strong, some days I break. January 6th reminds me still of a love that never dies. I carry you with me, Pops Bill. You were steady hands when mine would shake. The calm in every hard mistake. You showed me love the honest way. By showing up, by staying every day. I talk to you when no one's near. I tell you things I wish you'd hear. If heaven's closed, I hope you know you're the reason I still go. Oh, Pops, I miss you more than words can say. Some days I smile, some days I pray. January 6th stands frozen still, but your love keeps pulling me through. I carry you with me, Pops Bill. If love could build a bridge that's true, I'd walk right back just to sit with you. But until that day, I live my life the way you taught me, strong and right. Oh, Pops, I miss you. Yeah, I always will. Time keeps moving, but my heart stands still. January 6th hurts deep and real, but I'm never alone, I know the deal. Cause heaven gained a piece of my soul, and I gained a guardian watching me still. I carry you forever, Pops Bill. So here's my song, my love, my truth. I'm still your kid, just missing you. January 6th, I say your name, and love's the thing that never changed. Neon flickers on the highway bend. Sirens fade, but the night won't end. Spanish moss like a curtain call. Still water answers, nothing at all. Boots in the mud, tape in the rain. Another shadow, another name. City breeze, but it don't speak true. Bayou's black and it's swallowing clues. Mama's waiting by silent phone, praying this one won't be her own. Newsman whispers, no sign of foul play, but the river keeps pulling them our way. Bodies in the Houston bayou, still water keeps secrets too. Faces gone, but the questions stay. Who put them here? Who walked away? Bodies in the Houston bayou. Truth sinks fast when the currents cruel. Street lights hum like a funeral hymn. Names get buried before we know them. Officials say nothing connects, but the patterns written in river wrecks. Footprints wash where the cypress lean, between what's known and what's unseen. City moves like it's business as usual. the answers just came too late, but the bayou don't lie. It remembers all, every name, every rise, every fall. You can't drown a question deep enough when the count keeps going up and up. Count them again. Say it's coincidence. Say it's slow. Say it straight to the families. Still wanna keep secrets too. If this was random, swear out loud. Why does the river keep screaming now? Nobody's in the Houston bayou. Yeah. Truth don't float, but it always comes through. Morning breaks on the oily sheen. Another headline, another scene. Bayou flows like it always will, but the dead don't rest. They're talking still.
To the stage. How's everybody doing? Hopefully you're doing well. You know, I didn't even know what today was. I didn't know the date. And it's been kind of blood today. So I had a good cry. Rest in peace to my pops. Let's get going here. Another body found in the bayou. You know, we've been covering this a lot about the bayou. I feel like it's a serial killer. When you have over 30 bodies in 1 year, and now it's starting again. Found one yesterday. I don't understand how so many people was drowned in the bayou. Also, there was outside of Austin, Lady Lake. They were finding a bunch of bodies in there too.
In Buffalo Bayou today, another body was found floating in the water. Last year, we reported 34 bodies were recovered, sparking conspiracy theories of why this is happening. Anieli Ruiz joins us live at the site tonight at Commerce and Fannin with more on the story. Anieli?
Guys, another terrible discovery. When my photographer arrived here on scene, the body was still floating here in the bayou behind me. The call came in at around 2 p.m. this afternoon. Another body found floating in one of Houston's bayous. This time, investigators say a cleaning crew found the male, who has not been identified, here along Buffalo Bayou.
There was a cleanup crew down here doing maintenance in the park area along Buffalo Bayou. They saw what appears to be the body of an adult male.
The dive team was immediately called in to recover the body. Police say the man found was fully clothed.
The medical examiner will have to do an autopsy to determine the cause of death. From just looking over the side, I don't see any obvious signs of foul play.
Now, if you guys remember, there's over 18 bodies that the final report's not been done. The autopsy's not been done. Something's going on. No manner of death is being told in many of these bodies. Listen, these people have families. They have a right to know what's going on. I just find it very odd that they're showing up in the water. Many of them, they're saying, hey, deal hole. Many of them saying that there wasn't water in the lungs, so they didn't drown. How did they get in the bayous?
The discovery is rattling people who walk, jog, and work along the bayou every day.
Scary, you know, being that I work downtown, especially in the evenings.
And for some, this discovery raises even deeper concerns.
Come on, guys. It's nonsense. It's got to be a serial killer. Over 30 something bodies. There's no way.
I
While
agree.
others urge caution, the pattern is still unsettling.
We just don't know, and so we don't want to cause chaos by assuming things.
Here's what we do know. Last year alone, 34 bodies were pulled from Houston bayous. Only one was ruled a homicide. 9 were accidental, either drownings or toxic exposures, and 19 remain undetermined. 2 were ruled suicides, and 3 are still pending. And now, as this is the first body discovered in 2026, there's one thing people along here can agree on.
More police area, more police patrol. There's got to be more police patrol in this area.
We could utilize more patrols along these corridors.
Now, investigators tell us they don't believe the body may have been in the water for very long, but again, they'll have to wait for the medical examiner's office to determine the cause. Reporting live in downtown Houston, Anayeli.
Well, I don't know about you guys, but I know I feel like there's a serial killer. And I didn't spell, yeah, I spelled it right. Why is there not cameras up? Listen, I realize the police has got a lot to do. I realize there's a lot of waterways around Houston. But you're going to tell me that people are just getting drunk and falling in these waters? Makes no sense to me. Makes no sense to me. So try to bring this up for awareness. I really don't want to scare people. But I, for one, my daughter went for a spring break down to Houston. And you just got to make it known what's going on down there and be aware. Yeah, it's time for cameras. I agree. Thanks, Dillhole, for coming in. Share your links. Go check out Dillhole. He's got a really funny page. I enjoy watching it. It's good to see you here again. If you are in the chat, you should have a wrench. And if you have a channel, please share it. Sometimes it's really hard for me if I'm trying to focus on doing a show to get in there and tag your channels. But please feel free to share channels that you like. And please share your own channels so that other people in our family here can go in and like your channels and follow you. Okay. I do realize that not everybody likes everything. We try to support each other here in this channel. So go check it out. It might be something that you like. So for sure. And yes, listen, you know, every year, it seems like it's this last year that I lost my dad. It's always a rough time, but I'll get over it. This is something that I deal with every year. So don't feel sorry for me. I mean, I loved him. I loved my dad. I miss him. Okay, so now on to the dentist. Many might not know, but if you've been following this channel, you've heard about it. There was a couple in Ohio, a dentist and his wife, that were murdered on December 30th. A lot of things are coming out. I'm going to play some things. I was going to wait and do my live tomorrow night, but so much stuff is coming loose and coming out. There was a call from that house back in April. We're going to listen to that. Lost my brother. I know it's hard. Yes, it's hard. And listen, I'd like to tell you it gets easier. I lost my dad in 2004. It don't get any easier. So you just kind of got to give it a good cry, talk to him a little bit, and, you know, it is what it is. Anyway, back to the dentist. So there was a call that was made, a 911 hang-up call that was made from the dentist's home, him and his wife's home, way back in April, okay? But the brother-in-law says that's not his sister-in-law on the phone. I don't know. We're going to listen to it. There's a few things that's been let out. The wife was married before for a couple years. It said, I don't know how true it is, okay? I do not know how true it is. But it says that they got divorced because her husband was gay. And he married a man. But it's also been said in Facebook, like, you can't believe everything that you see. I get it. But it's also been said just a week before these two were unalived that her ex-husband was seen out in front of their house standing. Again, I think the police know a lot more than they're telling us. And I also think that a whole lot more is going to come out. There was a 4-year-old and a 1-year-old in that house. They haven't said exactly where the 2 children was when this happened. But did they see somebody? Was the children, was it somebody they knew? The brother-in-law says that the couple enjoyed having get-togethers at their house and having family over. I mean, it's a lot of things are going around out there. We're just going to have to wait and see. But I wanted to catch you up on the updates. So here we go.
Hello?
Hi, this is 911. We just got a hang-up call. Is everything okay?
Yeah, I'm sorry. I'm okay.
Are you sure?
Yeah, I'm okay. Sorry.
Okay, well, it sounds like you're crying. Do you need police, paramedics, or anything?
No, I'm okay. I promise. I'm just emotional.
That is newly discovered audio of a 911 call from the home of Spencer and Monique Tepe from April. This call was placed months before this couple was found dead on December 30th in their home in Columbus, Ohio. Police are still searching for a killer. What we're learning about this 911 call, who potentially made it, and what could it mean for solving this case? We're on the case, presented by Law and Crime. I'm Chris Stewart. Who would go into a home of a dentist, shoot him multiple times, kill his wife, then run away, leaving the couple's 2 children unharmed, but now without their parents? That's the question that continues to grow louder as the days go on since Spencer and Monique Tepe were shot dead in their home. Police believe the murders happened between 2 and 5 o'clock in the morning on December 30th. Now, here's that video once again before I get to the new information, but I just think it's so important for you to see this, of the person of interest. Police say they saw walking behind the Tepe's townhome between 2 and 5 o'clock in the morning on the day it is believed the Tepes were killed. The temperature was in the 20s that day. It's the middle of the night, and it looks like this man is just walking by himself in the alley behind the Tepes' home. Now, it's unclear if this is the person who police believe killed Spencer and Monique Tepe. Police are continuing to ask the public for videos just like this that they may have from the area where the Tepes live around the time that police believe the Tepes were murdered, which again is between 2 and 5 o'clock in the morning on the 30th. Now, we've heard 911 calls that came in after Spencer and Monique Tepe were killed, like this one from a friend who says he saw Spencer's body near his bed around 10 o'clock in the morning on the 30th.
911, what's the location of your emergency? Okay. Got several calls on that. What's changed since the last person I talked to?
There's a body.
There's a body inside?
Yeah.
Okay, hold on one second. Let me get you on the line with the medic, okay? Stay on the line.
But now we're hearing a 911 call that was reportedly made from the Tepes' address before they were killed. In fact, months before they were killed. The call that you're about to hear was first discovered by Fox News Digital.
Hello?
Hi, this is 911. We just got a hang-up call. Is everything okay?
Yeah, I'm sorry. I'm okay.
Are you sure?
Yeah, I'm okay. Sorry.
Okay, well, it sounds like you're crying. Do you need police, paramedics, or anything?
No, I'm okay. I promise. I'm just emotional.
Now, the call was made on April 15th at 2:45 in the morning. April 15th was a Tuesday. The family of Spencer Tepe is giving some context, though, on who you're hearing in this phone call and the circumstances surrounding it. And I'll tell you that here in just a moment. But I want you to hear the rest of this call that was released by Fox News Digital.
Okay. I don't need nothing.
Well, can I ask what had you call 911 in the first place? Like, were you having an argument with
Me and my
somebody?
man got into it, but I'm okay. I promise.
Did anything ever get physical?
No.
You guys were just arguing, nobody hit each other?
Yes.
Okay. All right, man. Well, I have the information here. I can go ahead and tell the officers to cancel heading over to your address there.
Yes.
If
Yes,
anything changes,
I'm sorry.
call us back.
Okay.
Now, the woman you hear on the phone, of course, very emotional, and she says that, quote, she and her man got into it. You do notice some decent pauses there after the dispatcher asked the girl if she is okay, but based on this conversation, they decide to cancel sending over police units to the house. Now, the family of Spencer Tepe is saying that the girl that you hear there, that is not Monique Tepe. And they're also providing some context as to what was going on at the Tepe house, really not just that night, but early in the morning, this 2:45 phone call on a Tuesday in April. Now, we'll have that for you here in just a moment. But as we continue to follow that development and look at whether it has anything to do with what happened to Spencer Tepe and his wife on the 30th, here's what we know about the search for a suspect at this point. Now, again, Spencer and Monique Tepe, it seems like they were just so loved by so many people. This is their wedding video from 2021. It's, of course, gone viral, and it shows them on their wedding day. It appears that they are on the steps of the home where they were found dead on December 30th. It's a townhome. Looks like it was built fairly recently with a couple others next to it in an area of Columbus, Ohio. Now, the couple had 2 children, and the children are 4 and 1 years old. That absolutely just hits you in the heart every time you say it, every time you think about these kids, because even though they were unharmed, they were in that home when all of this happened. And they were there when police eventually got into the house on the 30th and made a terrible discovery. Those kids are now with family members. Again, they're unharmed, but you have to think, no matter what direction this investigation goes, that there is going to be some trauma and therapy that they will have to deal with in years to come. Another interesting detail is that the Tepes had a dog, a golden doodle, which was also reportedly at the home and unharmed. The kids and the dog are now with family members. Now, what we know about Spencer Tepe is that he was a dentist in Athens, Ohio. Now, that is a pretty good commute from Columbus, roughly 75 miles that he had to make that drive to get to the office. But apparently he loved his job as a dentist.
They said that was an hour and 18-minute drives for him to get to the dental office. That's why there were so many 911 calls. His coworkers was not in the same town as him. They were at work. And they even got so concerned, they called the owner of the dental office, who was on vacation in Florida, and he also called 911. Many might say that the police didn't do their job, but I mean, what is the police supposed to do? They go check, they do a welfare check, they knock on the door, check to see if there's been any break-in, sign of break-in, and then they leave. So here we go.
Graduated from Ohio State in 2017.
Also,
dental
it
surgery
said
degree.
that some people said this was a really quiet area, but it's only a couple blocks from the university. And several people said it's not a good area. So, I mean, but really, is there a good area anymore? I mean, I know the crime in Wichita is everywhere, even in the small suburbs. So I don't think you can say anymore that any place is a good neighborhood anymore.
According to his bio on the website, he just loved being a dentist. And outside of work, he loved sports. He was a big fan of Ohio State, where he went to college, and also was a fan of the Cincinnati Bengals. He grew up in the Cincinnati area, loved playing golf, loved traveling, and he loved spending time with his family. Now,
to answer your question, Journey, this is just what I'm thinking. A lot of times when they get out of school, they do their internship, and they also sign a clause. Like my dentist is actually from Colorado Springs, and he's in a suburb called Derby, and that's where he's doing his internship. Now, will he probably stay there? No, he signed a contract that he wouldn't work within 2 hours of that dentistry. So a lot of times they might go do their internship far away, because when they go to open their own practice, they might have a no-compete clause and can't open in that area. So to do his internship, and I don't know that this is what was going on, but to do his internship and drive an hour and 18 minutes away, so that when he gets done with that and he wants to open his own practice, he can do it right there where he lives. I don't know. That's just a possibility.
Spencer was married to Monique Tepe, who also is a graduate of Ohio State. Now, what we know about her is that professionally she had a background in early education. Also, the Columbus Dispatch has put out there that she was married to a fellow Ohio State student, not Spencer. She was married in 2015, but they
Very well
divorced in
could be an inside job.
2017. They didn't have children. The dispatch also says that the divorce was settled amicably. Now, Monique was known as Mo to her friends. She was an avid baker. She had this background in education. And Spencer and Monique, they were coming up on being married 5 years. They were married on January 30th, 2021 in Columbus. And again, in that video, you see them in the home where they were found dead. Their wedding video was shot by a family member, Rob Misla, who has now become a spokesperson for the family. He gave us permission to show you this video that really gives you an idea of how much this couple was loved, how much they loved each other. And that just creates such a mystery in this case, because it doesn't appear either that they had some sort of criminal record beyond some traffic tickets that would put them in a world where they would be the victim of a crime like this. Now, on December 30th, that is when Spencer Tepe and Monique Tepe lost their lives.
Columbus Police, Tech 107.
Yes, I would like to ask for a wellness check on an individual at their home.
Police first received a call from Dr. Tepe's dental office that he didn't show up for work.
This individual, Spencer, works with me, and he did not show up to work this morning, and we cannot get a hold of him or his family.
He didn't show up to work?
Correct.
Okay. Does he have medical problems or?
No, and he's been reliable, and we cannot get in touch with him, his wife, his family, anybody that lives in that house.
Okay. So
There's
you're
two
in
kids in the
Florida.
home. I'm in Florida. I own the business. I was informed by my employees that he was not at work, and he runs the office.
Actually, they were married 5 years and their wedding pictures are in front of the house. So they've been there at least 5 years.
That call was made around 9 in the morning. Spencer's boss says he was on vacation, but the office was just so
Yeah, the
concerned that they were
dispatcher-
calling him to say
else.
that Spencer didn't show up.
Have you guys received anything else, like calls about him or like a car accident or anything like that?
No, sometimes people just don't show up to work. I mean, maybe he's sick. I don't know.
Now, as much as the dispatcher says it's common for people not to show up for work, his boss seems very concerned because Spencer's just not someone who wouldn't show up for work and not tell anyone.
I just know that he is the most, like, he is always on time, and he would contact us if there was any issues whatsoever. And I just don't know how else to say this. Like, we're very, very concerned because this is very out of character. And we can't get in touch with his wife, which is probably the more concerning thing.
About 20 minutes later at 9:22, an officer arrived at Spencer and Monique's house, but no one was there to answer the door, so the officer left. Now, concerned friends of the Tepes then went to the couple's house, and they said that they could hear the Tepes children inside the home. This is around 10 o'clock in the morning.
Okay, what's the emergency there? Police or medical?
Maybe both, I guess. I don't know. I'm
It
kind of
looks
doing
like
the
we've already
wellness.
had a call out there. They knocked on the front door and back door multiple times, and there was no answer.
Yeah, no answer. I can hear kids inside, and I swear I think I heard one yell, but we can't get in. At this point, I don't know if I need to break the door in or just get in the house or what. So
Okay, were you out there when the police was out there?
I wasn't. I just got here about 5 minutes ago.
Okay, all right. Well, we'll send them back out to you.
Then another call from Spencer's work came in.
Our boss did not report to work. We haven't been able to get a hold of him for 3 hours. We are on site and we can hear.
Okay,
kids
I just
inside.
talked to somebody there.
Okay, I'm just making sure somebody called.
5 minutes after the phone call you just heard, there was another call that was made, and this call was from a friend who saw something incredibly terrifying.
911, what's the location of your emergency? Okay, we've got several calls on that. What's changed since the last person I talked to?
There's a body. There's a body.
There's a body inside?
Yeah.
Okay, hold on 1 second. Let me get you on the line with the medic, okay? Stay on the line.
Now, as the caller waits, you can hear what sounds like small children in the background. The Tepes kids were unharmed.
There's a body. Our friend wasn't
answering his phone. We just did a wellness check. We just came here, and he appears dead. Okay. There's blood. He's laying next to his bed, off of his bed, and there's blood. I can't get closer to see more than that.
Okay, so you can tell he's obviously not breathing or anything.
Yeah.
Is it like kind of like puddle, like, you know? Does he look like?
It doesn't look puddled. I can't look.
Okay. All right. Understand. Okay. And then when was the last time somebody spoke to him?
Yesterday, I suppose.
Yesterday. Okay.
Yeah.
How old is he?
37.
37. Okay. Is he like a drug user or anything like that?
No.
Okay. All right. Just that's a really young age.
Yeah, I understand.
Okay. All right. We're on our way.
Now, the concerned friend says that they saw Spencer's body inside the home.
Caller saying they can hear kids inside. Thought he heard one of them yelling. Now we're getting another call saying there's a body inside. S3 even copy.
Who's saying there's a body inside?
Now, when police go inside the house, they say that they found Spencer dead, as well as his wife. WSYX TV says that Dr. Tepe was shot multiple times, and Monique had at least one gunshot wound to the chest. Now, police, they don't have a murder weapon, and they do not believe that this was a murder-suicide. Police reportedly recovered a couple 9mm shell casings from the scene as well, so that's critical evidence in trying to figure out exactly what happened. Now, it's unclear which bedroom Spencer may have been in. Was it an upstairs bedroom? Was it a downstairs bedroom? We're not really sure of the layout of the home, but obviously all of that is very important. And there was no sign of forced entry either. It's also unclear what door the person who allegedly killed Spencer and Monique came in. Now, in the wedding video, there is this drone shot of the couple's home, and you can see here that alleyway behind the townhouse, and this is where it appears the person of interest was walking in the middle of the night on the 30th, according to Columbus police. Again, we don't know if this is the person who killed Spencer and Monique, but certainly middle of the night, cold temperatures, walking by yourself, you know, it's certainly someone who's suspicious, and you can see why police put this video out there. Now, Rob Misla, he is the person who shot that wedding video, and he's become this spokesperson for the family. They've done several interviews. One of his first interviews was with Ashley Banfield on News Nation, and here's his response to that person of interest video.
When I first saw it, yeah, I do think, you know, suspicious looking person there. It also very well could be, you know, somebody walking home drunk from a bar.
Misla spoke with the Surviving the Survivor podcast Tuesday night. He said that the 911 recording reportedly from April was made public shortly before he went on that show. He said that the voice you heard on the 911 call is not Monique. He says that the Tepes often had gatherings at their home. Here's part of what he had to say on the podcast.
Multiple people that I've talked to that were at this party have all stated, yes, we remember this happening. The woman had just a little bit of a freak out, for lack of a better term. Maybe, you know, was having some mental health issues at the time, but she called the cops from her cell phone. I know it says it was from Spencer and Monique's house. Maybe it was close, but she was at this party, and she just had kind of a lapse psychologically, I think, at the time.
We spoke with Rob Misla today about that reported April 911 call that was first put out there by Fox News Digital, and we asked him about what he said about it on the podcast overnight. Here's his statement to Law and Crime. Quote, "The party that I was talking about was years ago. From my understanding, from Monique's sister, their neighbors, and one of her friends, a friend of Monique, may have had too much to drink and taken an edible and had a mental breakdown. If the date of the 911 call is April 2025, I don't know. I know it was not Monique's voice." Again, that's Rob Misla, who is Monique and Spencer's brother-in-law. Now, retired NYPD Detective Tom Smith, host of the Gold Shields podcast, he's often on our show.
Stop this for just a minute. Monique's background. Relatives have described Monique as having a background in childhood education, meaning she studied or worked in that field at some point. She was also remembered as a loving, patient, and joyful mother and an avid baker. Family statements highlighted her personality and role as a parent, but do not confirm a specific current job or an employer at the time of her death.
Show here on the case. He was on that podcast last night, and he's going to join me here in a moment to talk a little bit more about where we are in the investigation. But before I get to that, I do want to show you this video again because it's just very important. This person of interest video from Columbus Police, this person walking in the alley behind the Tepe's house.
I looked it up. The temperature was 21 degrees that night, but they said it felt like 9 with the wind chill factor. So, I mean, it could have been just somebody walking down the street. We don't know.
2 and 5 o'clock in the morning on the date that police say the Tepes were shot dead in their home. I think when you look at this video, it's not the most unique walk you've ever seen, but there's just something about it that has some unique tendencies that maybe someone notices the body language, and that can help crack this case. Of course, if you have any information, you need to contact.
Well, and the brother-in-law, when he was doing an interview with Surviving the Survivor with Joel, he said that this couple loved entertaining people and having parties at their house. So, I mean, they could have very well had a party at the house, had some friends over, a get together. Who knows?
Columbus Police. Joining us now is retired NYPD Detective Tom Smith. Tom, I know you were on the Surviving the Survivor podcast last night as well. And you've heard this new 911 video that Fox News Digital found from April of this year. It's a Tuesday morning around 2:45 in the morning. Not believed to be Monique Tepe on the phone, but what stood out to you when you listened to that phone call?
Well, what stands out is the time frame, of having people in your house in the really late hours on a weekday, on a Tuesday night. So how often did that happen? And how many people have access to that passcode that's on that door? I said it maybe last night or on a different show. If I'm having a party and I have a passcode, I'm giving that passcode to people so I'm not constantly answering the door. So you have to take into account how many people have that code, how many parties did take place, what parties were they? Were they get-togethers or just parties? So those are just part of a enormous investigative steps that have to be taken in this case when, Chris, as you know, when there's nothing. When there's no viable lead, you have to keep an open mind into every possible scenario. And that is certainly one of them, of the number of parties or get-togethers of the same people, were they different people? Did people invite other people? So all of that comes into play when you have this type of an investigation.
Oh, because that's the thing too, is like, it's not just, okay, I'm inviting over, especially if it's kind of a late night party get together.
Let me say this. We have a keypad on our door too, and I don't give people that keypad code. So to say that you're having a party and you just don't want to answer the door and you give them your keypad code, yeah, I think that's BS too.
You may not just be inviting, this one person over, it's this person and their friend, and then the party suddenly grows. And then if you're talking, this is the type of party going on back in April and it was a regular occurrence. I mean, how can investigators truly track down
Alex,
how many parties there were and who exactly had been in this house in the past and may know how to get into this house?
I agree. I think the police do have a lot more information and they're keeping it close to the vest. I think they know a lot. There's a CCTV right outside. Shining on the house. They had a Nest door camera. I think there's a lot that they aren't releasing. And welcome to the livey, Alex.
Yeah, that's all part of interviews. That's old school, detective work of just tracking down one or two people who can lead you to more and more people, who in their inner circle was always invited.
I guess my point was, did the kids recognize people that maybe was there visiting? Did the kids actually know the people that was in the house, if there was other people in the house? A 4-year-old, I saw in the chat today, they were saying, well, I'm sure they had them things on the door where they can't open the door. Listen, at 2 years old, my kids can open the door. So either you have a lock on your door or you got to put a chain at the top, because kids can get into a lot of things. Yeah, you might have a 2-year-old or a 4-year-old that can't get into the door, but there's many that can get past them locks that go on the door, the little round things that you got to squeeze. Hell, I have a hard time opening them, but my granddaughter can open them no problem. So that's where I'm at with that.
are always at these parties that can lead you to other people. And then you just start matching up statements and interviews about their background, who was at these parties. Was there ever a fight at one of these parties? Was there ever someone who showed up that really wasn't invited or shouldn't have been there? Things like that. The smallest little detail, Chris, can lead to a break in a case. And that's what they have to go on right now, of just constantly going after and interviewing everyone in these people's background and in their lives.
Well, they're saying that the husband was shot 9 times and the wife was shot once in the chest from a 9mm, and the casings was left there. Them houses are very close together too. That would be really loud unless there's a silencer on there.
Now let's talk about the I haven't had a chance to talk to you yet about the person of interest video that came out, because I think to the untrained eye, it's like, okay, it's very grainy in some ways. Like you can see he's wearing a dark coat and some gray pants, and it is this person walking what appears to be right behind the home, but you don't see a face. You as someone who has looked through videos like this in the past, when you see it, what do you see?
Well, there's a lot. Everyone is always focused on a video showing someone's face.
I would think.
And of course, in a perfect world, that's what every detective wants, to actually identify someone in a video. But sometimes you take what you got.
Or was she the target and they wanted her to watch him suffer, by shooting him so many times? We don't know exactly where he was shot either. Was this a torture thing to make her watch him die? I don't know. We don't know.
And you start analyzing every other aspect of that video, such as their walk, the arm swing, their head tilt, the clothing they're wearing. Mannerisms can't be, covered
9
up
degrees
like
is
your
cold.
face can be or your head can be.
Cold.
Those are actions that you just do involuntarily.
I'm going to say this right now. If I was out walking, say they had to walk somewhere and it's 21 degrees, but it feels like 9. And I don't got a scarf on. I might be holding my face down into my coat so my face don't get burnt. Okay? We don't know.
It's part of your day. And one of those can lead to the identity of someone. The biggest takeaway I got with the new video, Chris, was the last frame of that video.
I agree.
He distinctly makes a move to cover his face up even more than he was during his walk. I mean, to me, it's a stark move.
I agree, Dillhole. They said it felt like 9 degrees with windshield. Maybe when he was first walking, his face wasn't that cold, and it started getting cold, and he put it in his jacket. Like, we don't know.
When you're looking at it, why does he do that? A couple of things in my mind that could have set that off. One, he knows the area, and he knows there's a camera at that location, and just prevents it from seeing him anywhere else. The other thing
cameras are everywhere except down by the bayou. Around Houston, they don't have cameras, but most of the time there's cameras everywhere. There's a CCTV camera, there's a city camera that shines right on their front door.
Was someone else walking in that area that startled him, that he wanted to cover his face up even more. So with the second scenario I just laid out, the police need to timestamp that spot and then put out to the public if anyone else was in that area at that time and what they observed. But, you don't always need a face when it comes to these videos. Mannerisms can tell.
We don't know. Maybe that man did come forward. At this point, we really don't know. I do believe that the police department is holding a lot of things close to them and not releasing them, and just adding more stuff for the evidence and asking people to speak up, check their cameras, see what they got.
Enormous story. And I think this one may have done that.
Yeah. And I feel like too, when you watch this person walk, it's kind of a walk where, like, if I was in Columbus, and maybe you have coworkers, and it's like, there's something, I can't really describe it, but there's something about the mannerisms that, like, if I knew someone who walked like that, it would stand out to me. And just kind of the way that they're slunched over, and maybe that's just from trying to hide their face. The other part of it too is they're in the alleyway behind the house. So it's like they have this detached garage, and then it's at like a town.
Okay. They said that I seen different things on the internet today. Many are saying that he's right out front because you can't see all the garages. In the alleyway, all you see is trash cans and garages. I didn't see any trash cans and I didn't see garages. So I think he was out front.
Home, and then you would drive your car in and then park it that way, as opposed to walking in front of the home where I think like we've seen there's a Ring doorbell camera there. Just about the location of it.
Hold on.
And I
wanna
don't
back
know if
that
that's
up
a
just little
shortcut
bit.
from.
Hold on. Because I think he was in front of the house because the alleyway, you see all the garage doors and stuff. But look, there's a car there. So maybe it is the alleyway. I don't know.
And just kind of the way that they're slunched over, and maybe that's just from trying to hide their face. The other part of it too is they're in the alleyway behind the house. So it's like they have this detached garage, and then it's at like a townhome, and then you would drive your car in and then park it that way, as opposed to walking in front of the home where I
Left
think like
triangle is what I
we've seen
think
there's
it
a
is.
Ring
Left
doorbell
triangle.
camera there. Just about the location of it. And I don't know if that's a shortcut from maybe, you know, I know Rob Misla had said, the brother-in-law, that like maybe it was a person coming home from a bar in the area. Maybe it's a shortcut. I don't know. But just what stands out to you about the fact that they're going down that particular kind of the alleyway as opposed to being in front of the house?
Yeah, to me, it's a knowledge of the area. It's an absolute, knowing the area, knowing the neighborhood.
No. I have to disagree. Whether it's the alleyway or the front, if it's 9 degrees out, it feels like 9 degrees, you're going to take the shortest route. Okay. So if the alley's what's there, that's what you're going to take. Or if you're at the front side and say you're walking home from a bar and you're going to take the shortest route. It's cold, right? That's what I think.
That alley is secluded from maybe the rest of, the street and anyone else that might have been there, and secluded enough that,
okay.
No one's going to see them. But there are cameras everywhere, as we've seen on, every case that we talk about these days. But I just see it as a knowledge of the area. And I think it could lead to something. But here's the other thing. If it's that individual sees it, or it's been all over the news, it's been all over TV. If that's me, the first people I'm calling are the police going, yeah, that's me. Hey, I was just coming home from whatever. You want a statement? I'll be in 5 minutes. And that hasn't happened. So that leads me to believe this might actually be something.
And I think too, because these are like new build townhomes, and there's, the Teppies appeared to have a Ring doorbell system in place, that like so many of these homes, especially in a back alley like that, because I used to live in a place almost very similar in terms of like the townhome detached, and like that's an area where like you would have people going through garbage, people trying to break into garages and things like that. So a lot of people have cameras back in that area. So you wonder if there's more video that police have. What do you think the strategy is at this point for police, where it's been more than a week? We only, to our knowledge, have this grainy video of a person of interest walking down the alley.
Well, here's the thing that I really want to stress to everyone. We don't know what the police know. We've done so many shows together, Chris, that police hold back a lot of information before they have a press conference or before they kind of divulge the avenues they're going in or strategies that they have, because they may have a lot of good information that they're not ready to share with, because it may lead to one or two particular people that they're looking at presently. So we're going to have to wait to see kind of what's been going on with the investigation. I am a little surprised because of the media coverage of this, that there hasn't been a press conference, at least acknowledging some of the things that are going on, and to have a face to the investigation to say, hey, everyone, here's a number, here's your tip line, here's this, whatever that we normally get when we have these media-driven cases. And I'm a little surprised that hasn't happened yet with this.
Yeah, no, that's a very good point. I mean, we see a lot of, I think the headline as of this morning when we're recording this for a television station in Columbus is that, a day after this video was released, we still have not really heard anything from police, which is, it's interesting, because I think back, the case I think of is like Kohberger. It was this, the police took so much heat for weeks, and then you look back on the case and they actually had some pretty good information that they were just building up on the time. They just weren't releasing it to the public. When it comes to the evidence, I know the last time we spoke, we talked about shell casings and what those can tell. Reportedly, police have, I believe, 3 9mm shell casings. How critical of a piece of evidence is that when you're trying to find a murder weapon?
Oh, enormous. You know, there's two things that with the shooting are important. The shell casings, of course, because there could be extensive DNA evidence on there. And the other thing are the rounds, unfortunately, that they're going to have to extract from either the body or somewhere in that room, because it's going to have the grooves, it's going to have the turns in it, to identify the weapon when and if they do recover one, to match it up with the crime scene.
And when you look at, and there's a lot that we still don't know at this point, but there's of theories of like it was a burglary or it was completely random. And all of those I think are possible at this point. They haven't been ruled out by police. But then there's the belief that this could have been someone that they knew, that it was targeted. You've investigated a lot of cases throughout your career. Like, where's your gut at this point as far as what may have happened here?
Well, I'll go with the way detectives should act first. It's very hard not to get wrapped up in what's going on in the media. But as a detective and investigator, you have to seclude yourself from what's going on out there and keep an open mind into every possible scenario that this crime could have been part of. You don't want to speculate too much, because then that can cloud a direction you're going in, or the way you talk to someone, or the evidence that you have. So it's hard to do, but they need to really just keep an open mind into this, because there isn't a viable lead that we know of yet. So to get wrapped up in that, we'll see. But my instinct, again, not knowing anything, just my absolute gut instinct in this, is that it's someone they know. It has to do with one of their pasts that maybe hasn't come out yet, that maybe detectives know about. But it just seems to be, to put it in a term, too neat that it happened the way it did, with not doing anything to the children, thank God. But there was a dog at the scene too. Nothing happened to the dog. So it just seemed a very, very targeted, personal murder. And I think that's the way it's going to end up being.
Yeah, and we'll see how it plays out. I mean, obviously at this point, we kind of speculate, but the no forced entry part of it seems to be very critical, and especially with the house having that Ring doorbell camera or whatever the brand is,
Yes.
that they ended up having
camera.
theirs. What is it like for the detectives right now, the ones who it probably feels like the pressure of the world is on your shoulders, because everybody wants to know who did this crime? Every media outlet is asking about it, and yet, you're the one who's
Right,
interviewing
Hawkeyes.
people. You're the one in the room. What is it like, probably for the Detective Bureau in Columbus right now, working on this case?
It's stressful. They're not sleeping. They're not going home. That I guarantee you. And they're going to take this personal, because it's in their backyard. They may not have personally known the victims, but this happened on their watch in their backyard, and they're going to take it very personal. So I guarantee you,
Yeah, I
they're not
agree.
getting a lot of sleep. They're
Nobody needs to take
doing
this time,
every possible
especially in
thing
the
they
murder.
can do to run down every lead that comes in. And I'm sure they're getting a lot. It's just because it's not being publicized about, the information they're receiving, anonymous tips, emails, whatever it might be. They are running down every conceivable lead, and that takes time sometimes. I said it last night. This isn't a TV show. It's not a movie that it's going to be done in an hour. This is real life, and it takes some time, at times, depending on the leads that they have and the investigative steps that they
Very
need
well
to
could
take.
have had a silencer on
And
there.
we'll see what happens next. Obviously, still waiting for some new developments in this case. Incredibly sad story, and you just hope those children.
All right. So I do watch Lana with Truth and Transparency. She does live in Ohio. So let's see here. Also, Plunder got all the 911 calls, and I was going to play that. But here was Truth and Transparency. Let's see exactly which one was hers. And we're going to play it. Here we go. Oops.
Is interesting is I just want to point out again. Okay, so when I showed you guys this morning, if you guys haven't seen it, now you get to see it again. And I'm going to mute myself on that recording so I can talk on this recording. Okay, So I'm right here on the corner of 11th and 4th. And I wanted to show everybody this area because I'm always at the other end, which is down by, 4th and 8th. Okay. And so I wanted to come down to that little block area. But what's on the corner here is just like how there's the police safety cameras right across catty corner from their house. They have the same right there cameras. Like, it's the same thing. I pointed to it. And then I explained that looking down on so this is 4th right here. And if you look down that street,
2 blocks.
If you're down over there looking that way, that's where the houses are, over there on the right. So
Coming from the path of.
So what I wanted to show here was, don't mind, I didn't realize how unstable this was walking.
So also,
I'm gonna have to try.
Also, I want to stop this. It's been said that this is just a couple blocks from the university. There's also a homeless shelter in the area, so a lot of things could be going on here.
Do something about that. Okay, I wanted to show this right here. This is in line with right here, this open space. If you were to walk across there, you're going to walk dead end right into where the alley begins to head back along the path of the houses that are back there. Okay. And so I wanted to show where you could possibly be coming from, where this person that they're saying of interest could have possibly be coming from. Well, guess what that building is that you're looking at right now? Okay. Guess what that building is right there?
A homeless shelter.
It's a police department.
Oh, a police department.
It's a hub. That's the Columbus Police Department, the Moody building. Okay. And so there's cameras all over that. Now these houses that are right here, again, I'm just showing back, like right there, that's the alley. You have to walk along that grass area. Okay. And I was just trying to show, like, where could this person have been coming from and what you can eliminate. Okay.
Thank you,
So
Landon.
that building right there that we're looking at on the right, that is a Columbus Police Department building and has cameras all around it as well. See, you're right. I mean, it's loaded with cameras. See those 3 eyes right there? That's.
I always like to see the area too.
It's going to be
Atlanta.
Right to the left of the pole, right under the tan portion of the trim of the building. Okay, so right here should be Hamlet. This is Hamlet. So this is the street that comes after the alley where all the houses then that would butt up to theirs. This is the street that they're on. And again, their garages then are behind them. So I wanted to show there's Hamlet. Now, right, literally, I go to the Marathon that's right there, right behind it. You can kind of see there's a gas station back there. I went and talked to the gas station owner today. Well, I went there to talk to anybody that was working for the simple fact, I know that they got any type of surveillance that was there. Okay. I just wanted to know if he had heard about it. Hey, have you heard about the murder that happened over there? And at first he's like, I think he was thinking like something that just had happened because he's like, wait, what? No, I didn't hear it. I was like, you haven't heard about the double homicide? He's like, no, when? And I'm like a week ago?
The 30th.
And he's like, oh, wait, I think my boss did tell me about that. Oh, yeah. That doctor. And I was like, yes. And he's like, yeah. The owner told me about it. And I was like, oh, okay. So no, you haven't talked to any cops. He's like, no. I was like, okay. And I'm like loading up a bunch of candy and like here buying it. And he's like, I know they're trying to like build up those really nice homes right over there. He's like, but you know what's right across there? is all that Section 8 housing. Okay. All that Section 8 housing.
Now everybody knows what Section 8 housing is, right? It's cheaper housing that the government helps pay for. Here they call it baby mama bill. Anyway.
And I was like, yeah, I know. I mean, that was what he wanted me to know.
Thank you all
about the
guys.
area. He was really nice though. You know, we were just shooting the shit. I said, I'll be back to buy more stuff later. I was like, what time do you guys close? You know, just asking type of questions. But so what I did here then is I'm just showing the different, you know, where did this person come from? And why I'm over here on this side is because I know for a fact that this person came from this side. Why? Because of the footage that they released. And I'm about to show us. And so I wanted to eliminate things, or at least show, hey, if they walked this route right down the street, pointing out you got cameras here, or you don't have cameras there, or
glad you're here.
And so I cut across here. By the way, I want to give a shout out to these 2 women that work over here for Home Team Properties. Can you believe that? I'm Home Team Productions and they're Home Team Properties. They're the coolest ass chicks. And they take their smoke breaks out here, and I'm like always walking around. And they're like, you getting your steps?
Yes, I'm sorry, but they do call it baby mama bill here, the Section 8 housing.
Today, girl. And I'm like, you know it. So I just want to give a shout out to Home Team Properties down in Columbus. They're awesome. Those women know who they are, and I'm sure I'll see you on your next smoke break. There was give another shout out. There was a woman that watches my channel. Her daughter was out there, and she's like, "Are you Lana?" And I was like, "Yep." She's like, "My mom watches you and she loves you." And I was like, "What are you doing out here?" And she's like, "I'm going to post for Reddit for something." And it was really cute. And I was like, "Hey, if you really want to get something for Reddit,
you gotta read.
Follow me over here and let me show you about this." And so like I was talking to her for a minute. Because I was like, get the right information out there about this. So I cut through like this just to show what this other side is looking like. And this person would have had to come from somewhere on this portion of, you know, he could have actually come from even where we're looking at right now. He could have come from, hold on. That's that same open grass area that I was saying that somebody could just like cut through there. Okay. Because this right here is where the alley begins. And if I can just back up just a second right here and pause it there. If you're looking that way and you go across 4th that way, that's where all the Section 8 housing is. Okay. So here we are. This is the beginning of the alley, as you can see. Okay. Alley, and I'm going to show you guys where the video is. So right up there. Okay, the second house there, not the blue one, but the tan one. Okay, there is you could see there's 2 cameras there, like nice ass commercial cameras. On the tan house there, not the blue one, but to the right of it, where that.
Not, you know, when you go to Vegas, or not Vegas, Dallas, in Dallas, they can't have their trash cans out front. They have to be back in the alley, and they actually have to be behind a fence. So different areas, different places require different things. Looks like to me that these trash cans can't be around front. They got to be around back, possibly. Not the one that's all the way up with the AC unit, not that high up, but the middle window there. That if you look up to the I was watching somebody else today. I don't even remember who it was. It might have been Salty, but she went into Google Maps, and just a couple years ago, both them lots was empty. So I'm going to assume that this blue house is also fairly new.
Corner to the left, that's a camera. And then if you go down from it, and you go right along the gutter, you're going to see another, that's a camera. And so there's two, like they're commercial type cameras. Those aren't what, that's not what we're looking at with the person of interest yet, though. The house has a camera. So we're walking down here. None of those other places have a camera. Like these garages, they just have motion activated lights. Okay. And now right here, this is going to be 9th. So we were just at 11th. 11th is right behind us. And now this is going to be 9th. And then the next one's going to be 8th. And they're in between 9th and 8th. And they're right on more towards like the 8th. I want to show you guys right here. I think I catch it. I'm pointing across the way. Those are all the apartments that, again, Section 8 housing. But that's 4th Street, just right up. And that's Hamlet. And then the next main intersection is Summit. So I was just trying to get everybody. 4th is one way. 4th is one way. Summit's one way. Summit is a alleyway.
Okay, so the population of Columbus, Ohio is 933,263 people. It's a metropolitan area. Now, the metro area has significantly more people, estimated at around 2.2 million residents by the end of 2024. So if that helps you out any.
Can go either way. Okay. But 8th and 9th, they're one ways. So 9th right here, obviously the way the cars are facing, that's, you have to go that way. And then when we get to 8th, you're going to be going the opposite way. So you're really boxing yourself in this area with these one ways. One way going the opposite. So I explain all of that. Then right where I'm standing, right to the right of me is a house.
Big.
Okay.
That's not even the suburbs.
I just want to catch.
You got to remember too, the University of Ohio is right there. So you got the college right there, a couple blocks away.
Catch it. I catch when we're walking. This White House right here, they have a Ring doorbell camera that's right, literally facing this alleyway. That's the crucial part.
That's what I have is
and I
Ring.
get it on my way back, I think, to show. And I got a picture of it as well.
Ohio State.
But that is dead even with where we're going to be heading here into this, the alley continues. And so when we make this walk right here we go. Literally.
Aren't they the Buckeyes?
I think that you would have triggered that Ring camera.
Buckeyes?
Not only is there that Ring camera, but these are the two houses on the corner that I was telling you have interesting situated cameras on the back of their houses. Again, I don't know the views, but here we go. This is the stretch. Okay. Right here. This is 9th that I'm standing on. And right here, the alley. Okay, so this is the walk. And
big football team, then Buckeyes.
That garage up there that you can see on our left, that's where there's this Nest camera I told you guys about the other night. And right here up on the garage, that's the camera. And so he was walking along, and I wanted to see how high he's come up to me. And this is where I said it's come up to about halfway to my titties. It's about midway.
Not the titties. Come on, not the titties.
So there's a shout out for my
This
titties.
is troll.
Right here. So you guys see that the wall, the retaining wall right there, the concrete. You guys see that? That is a dead match for when you're looking at the person of interest video, and you could see that's I think it's up 3, like that's what gave it away from me.
Not the titties.
to the area, but
That's what's in the background
that's what's in your background.
that we see. Okay.
See right there? Boom. Line it up. That's the camera that they're using.
I'm so tired.
Now, this is what this tells me.
On that track
that
again.
the reason that they've issued this for us to view is because there's only a couple reasons. This person disappears from that point from when they're last seen here. And if they're following the cameras, right, they're like, hey, this person that's walking, they should be walking. We should have them on, the next 3 cameras. And they're not there. Okay. That could be an option where it's like, this is a person of interest to us because this person is on camera right here. They're walking this way. They should then be hitting the next set of cameras.
For them.
And they don't, right? One option. 2 options is option number 2 would be, hey, these cameras are out here, but some of them don't work. And so therefore they didn't catch them. They didn't catch that person. And this is the only one that we have. Or 3, it's to let the actual perpetrator think.
Or if they're Ring cameras, the older ones that are battery operated, I mean, they go dead pretty quick, especially if it's cold. Because I have Ring cameras, so you got to keep them charged. Some of them cameras that was they say it felt like 9 degrees. Battery gets cold, they don't work. It's weird how it works like that.
That we are totally onto something else, and to let this person be loose with it, make some mistakes, and
that's right. Jayhawks is the best.
There we go.
That game last night was fired.
Or they could be pulling an Idaho 4 and just flooding their own tip line. But nobody's going to call in tips with that. Nobody, you can't tell anything from that. What kind of tip are you going to call in from that? Who is this person? Nobody knows. Okay.
And then this is my struggle.
Here's my struggle bus. Here you go. Ready? Check it out.
My struggle is that's the camera that they released. There's a Ring camera, 1, 2, 3 doors down. Not sure on the angle though. Not sure if it works. These are those rectangle, small little.
Oh, and by the way, it will take you 32 seconds to walk. I timed how long it would take you to walk. It would take you 32 seconds to walk from where I just started to the camera. About roughly 32 seconds. He was strolling, like he wasn't like hustling or anything. Also remember, this is walking towards the house. So this is not somebody fleeing. So be before it.
Apartment.
So see these apartments right here? You cannot get through though. That's a welded shut gate. You have to walk right here, which is, you see that right there on my left? I come back to it.
Motion light. Motion light. And then this is that camera that's, it's like the 360 up in the corner there.
It's right there in the corner of that garage.
This is their exact left neighbor. This is the house. This is their house. And then that's the corner house with the white Fort Knox.
I call it Fort Knox. One day I hope I can talk to those people because I want to ask them who did all their security, because it's like, dude,
hella cameras. 1, 2. So when I was saying that you're walking towards the home, that person is walking towards the home and you're walking down, the alley that has right here at the end, 1, 2, 3 more cameras. So that person that's
okay. So that's why my theory right now is why they're releasing that as a person of interest is because that person doesn't hit those next set of cameras. That's the last camera that they're seen on. And I think that if they're truly wanting to know about this person, it's like if they're continuing on that path, they should be hitting these cameras, and they're not. And then my only thing is that the reason that they could not be hitting it is because I think I walked back to show you guys. Like, see, there's all these cameras. Or I just made my own video to say that I would share after the fact. But I take us back over here. So I come back this way. Let me just get us to where I want to go back this way. Right here. So if somebody was to be heading home and just, they could be going to one of these
down. That's
right here.
And then
there's ways to like break off. This is right after you would have been on camera.
this is my struggle.
Is that you have all of this space right here that this person could have went.
My struggle is that's the camera that they released.
And so it's like, did you ask these people with the ring?
There's a ring.
Does it even work? If it does work, did anybody go past that? Okay. If it's saying no, it didn't pick up anybody. Okay. Well, I find that hard to believe. That means the angle is just too far away over here, so you're not going to get that. But then
Camera 1, 2,
right here.
you know, small little.
You're not, the way that you get into these two sides, which is the back side of the one that we were just at. Right here, after this building, on the left is right there is how you walk through, right there. And guess what? When you make that left to go right through the fence right there, directly in front of us, where those apartments are across the street from where Spencer might live, that person that's literally dead smack, if you keep walking straight, they have a Ring camera, but I know for a fact that's way too far away.
I'm going to keep playing this again. Thank you, Lana. I'm one of these people. I like boots on the ground. I like to see the area. To me, this is very interesting. Thank you to Lana.
Way. But the person that was walking, what I'm trying to get to is that
yes,
they could have went to any one of those apartments. Okay, any one of those apartments. So if you're interested in this person,
yeah, the scholarship, yeah.
To me, it's because they don't show up in any of the cameras moving forward. Okay, if you really want the help of the community, you're going to put out the clear.
I love Lana. I love watching her. I loved watching her in the Idaho 4. I just don't follow the Idaho 4 no more. BK said he did it, so I just don't follow it no more. I don't watch some of her, like when she's doing things with other creators and they're going to court. I don't watch all that. But shit like this, I really like.
Here's photo that you have to identify somebody. Hey, do you know who this is? So I have so many things wrong with what they put out. That is, it's, when I say wrong with it, I'm praying that there's a lot more, because that's what I mean. What's wrong with it? Like, that's when I showed it to this kid that I know, he's like, dude, that looks like everybody that walks around down here. He's like, and I should know. So yeah. So we did another loop around there. That's my issue. That's my issue. My issue is that there's right here, depending on how far, not this garage, but the next one is this first grade.
More than likely, they've got a lot of video, okay? And they're just releasing a little bit at a time to see who comes forward and who checks their cameras to see what other video they got.
Light. Again, this is a motion light, so it's gonna light on if you walk by, if it works, you know, if everything's working. And then
motion light.
Yep, right there. This is the gray one. It's not on the left side of the garage, but on the right side, up in the corner, that's where it has like the 360.
I'm gonna have to look, because I was pretty sure that she was doing the Idaho 4 at 9. So I'll look.
And this is that camera,
like high grade commercial type.
Or it's like the 360.
Yeah, right there in the corner.
Up in the corner there.
So, so I will be live back here later tonight to do an actual live discussion where I will
At
open
9,
up
you're right. It is
the
Ohio
the
Dentist
panel
case
lines
discussion.
to click the link. And so if you have
So yeah, at 9, she is going to do a live, the Ohio Dentist discussion, and she's going to have call-ins. That'll be really interesting. So if you're available, go check out Truth and Transparency. I'll put it in the chat again. Go check it out. She's going to go live on it about 9 o'clock, it says. Thank you.
a
Thank you.
theory or anything that you want to say, okay, you have that opportunity tonight. That'll be a 10 p.m. live broadcast. Okay. And so click the link, come on up, get a minute, then you get kicked from the panel after a minute, but that way I can get to as many callers as possible. Again, anything, I think that you're just, I think people might need to get down there and start maybe posting some flyers. I hate to say this, but when I was down there and every time I'm down there, like, you just think people know about what's going on and they just don't. So how do they know to help, or how do you know if they have something that could possibly help? So if you truly are relying on the public here to help in this capacity, I just don't think the public that's in that area knows about what's going on. If that helps. And I think it's going to require knocking on some doors and saying, here's this, or hey, can you have you heard?
She's right, too. Many people don't watch the news. The news is so depressing anymore. A lot of people just don't watch the news. Now, if I was to bet, these detectives in the police department, they've knocked on every one of them houses.
Heard what's going on. We're just trying to see if anybody has any camera footage or if anybody's seen something, not even just that on the night of, but if somebody was casing this, have you seen something that has gone on, a week or two before that, or anything that's strange? Has there been a vehicle that's been driving around, like casing the place? Things like that.
In the Facebook chat today, I was reading it. Again, you can't believe everything you read. But in the Facebook chat, they were saying that Monique's ex-husband just a week ago was standing out in front of their house. Now, I don't know. That's just what the Facebook said.
So, all right, guys. Until next time. Oh, and I will be featuring a statement on my channel in a pre-recorded with Spencer's brother-in-law, who's married to Spencer's sister, Rob. I think you guys have seen him typing on the different threads. I know that Fox put out a piece yesterday
going on
around 8 p.m.
Every channel.
Speaking about a call that allegedly happened in April of 2025. And so Rob's going to work with me to put out something where he can explain a little bit more on that situation. And, Fox did not even ask them, hey, do you even know about this? Hey, send it to somebody and say, hey, we did a FOIA request and this is what came back. Do you know anything about this? So I want to help clear that huge blunder up. So yeah. So make sure that you don't miss out on that, and keep the prayers for the families. All right, guys, we'll see you on the next one.
All right. Thank you, Lana. That was really good. That was really good. I will be going over there and watching. Again, this case is so sad. So many unanswered questions. I'm interested in it. If you are, go check it out too. I'm going to show you something else. Plunder, she does a wonderful job. She got the 911 calls. And we're going to watch a little bit of that.
Okay, let's talk about this new person of interest. This video just released January 5th by Columbus Police. Detectives believe the murder of Mr. and Mrs. Tepe occurred sometime between 2 and 5 a.m. That's what I'll talk about in this upcoming video. Recovered video footage shows a person of interest walking in the alley near the Tepe's residence during that time frame. So they're continuing to receive a lot of video. We don't know. It says, please note this video has been divided into sections to accommodate social media aspect ratios. But to me, it definitely looks like a man, perhaps lumbering along, walking with his head down, and it's kind of cut off, and we can't see a lot. We just see garbage cans. A lot of us predicted he may, or whomever the person is, may have entered the home via the alley. Is this the perpetrator? We don't know. Stay tuned, because I'm going to go over what I filmed prior to this POI, this video being released. Now, this person is a person of interest. It's not a suspect. So let's see what we can find out. I really hope this gives them the break they need. Stay tuned for all the other dispatch audio. So you'll probably hear lots of never before heard police dispatch audio in the case of the dentist, Dr. Spencer Tepe in Columbus, Ohio, who unfortunately his life was taken along with his wife, Monique Tepe.
9170, do they have kids inside?
Hey, firm.
Stay on the line.
I'm digging for the truth, and there's a reason I'm digging through police audio and 911 calls.
Is he like a drug user or anything like that? No. Okay. All right. Just that's a really young age. Yeah, I understand. Okay. All right. We're on our way.
I'm waiting for the court to get back to me in Ohio because I've watched so many people surrounding this case. They are out and out being slandered and libeled and labeled as abusers or even the culprit in the absence of any perpetrator being arrested.
Hey, Dawn, you still back here? Yeah, go ahead. So, this is probably, I'm sure that they have everything figured out and everything, but when you get over there, can you do me a favor and let them know that there is, in fact, a camera at 4th and 8th and is facing that exact address? Now, did somebody from headquarters or somebody flip the camera around? It was facing the wrong direction? I can't answer that. But at this moment, I have the camera is literally right there, and I can see the front door of the camera. There's a chance that it could have recorded the entire incident. Yeah, I'm sure will. 9170, we copy that, sir.
I think the reason he's saying that is because there is a possibility that camera was facing a different direction. And then afterwards, because, people like us would be walking around like Lana, walking around, checking out the area. They want to be able to watch that house from their CCTV cameras. Now, could that camera have been facing a different direction before all this happened? That's what I think they're getting to on this. That possibly somebody turned the camera to the front door if it was a different direction before to see what's going on in the area after this has happened in case somebody tries to break in the house or something. But it very well could have been on that house during this whole time. Don't know.
Cool. Thanks. I hope that it was, fixed there.
Yep. Very interesting.
Hopefully.
Well, right now it's Monday, January 5th, 5:48 p.m. while I'm making this video. And unfortunately, there's some crazy stories out there. I read some really off-the-wall stuff. I've seen some out-and-out lies just now on Facebook, a totally made-up article. I've seen people look up Monique Tepe's court records and totally misinterpret them.
This is very interesting. One thing I didn't know, that in Ohio, supposedly, when you get a divorce, they automatically put a protection order on both of you. Okay? I didn't know that.
That's why I'm waiting for confirmation. A lot of people surrounding this case are they're being slandered. I mean, they could have a case. The stuff people are just calling them and misconstruing.
43, I'll be in the alley rear of. Does anybody check this garage?
9050, we're pulling up on your run here. If you need somebody, we can walk back.
Right, there's always going to be speculation. Our opinions.
43.
Our opinions.
9031's with me. I think they're going to need to access the garage from the backyard.
More on that later. I'm waiting for more confirmation from the court on that. But Today in this video, let's just talk about all the 911 calls I was able to find and put together. So many people called 911 the morning of December 30th when Spencer didn't show up to work. A lot of people are claiming that's odd. They're, talking about the coworkers and calling them all sorts of names.
But that's really not odd because, again, his workplace was an hour and 18 minutes away. So it's not like they could just drive over there and check on him. So they called the police for a welfare check.
Just because I believe these people cared. Of course, it lends itself to the type of employment that Spencer had. He was a dentist.
I'm in Florida. I own the business. I was informed by my employees that he was not at work. And he runs the office.
As the owner of the practice said, he was running the ship that day. So, of course, if appointments start at 8 a.m. or whatever, and he's not there, they are going to wonder, where's our dentist? Our patients are waiting. We'll have to cancel appointments. We will lose money. Makes sense to me. So we'll listen to Mark Valrose again, the owner of the Athens Dental Depot, and all the other friends and concerned coworkers or whoever they were who called, that last 911 call is so heartbreaking. The person who literally saw Spencer, but he didn't want to look any further.
Okay, so you can tell he's obviously not breathing or anything. Yeah. Is it kind of like, does he look like? I can't look. Okay, all right, I understand. Okay, and then when was the last time somebody spoke to him? Yesterday, I suppose. Yesterday. Okay. Yeah. How old is he? 37. 37. Okay.
We'll listen to all that, and then we'll get into a lot of
He was
this
never late, never didn't
dispatch
show up
I
to
was
work,
able to
so.
grab, thank God. A
And
lot of it
it's all
I
the
hadn't
time,
heard before.
Disturb anything. I'll tell you what, how much I do it. It looks like from just looking at the bodies, the one male's been shot multiple times. The female, at least maybe one through the side, through the chest.
Okay, but there's no in-sight 43 where it could be a 47.
A gun. They're looking for the gun.
And we'll hear how, of course, police themselves were kind of confused. Like, wait a minute, you see shell casings, but you don't even see a weapon. The officer goes, well, unless it's under a pillow. But then again, Spencer has multiple wounds. Well, of course, he didn't say his name.
He'll be under the pillow, but he's, like I said, multiple times.
All right.
But they didn't even know what they were looking at. And then we will talk about just how 2 days ago, there was another 911 call coming in for that house where the crime happened.
Can you please start for that 7A 1411 North 4th Street? Car says the garage door is open, no lights on, yellow caution tape down.
The caution tape was down, and it looked like, oh no, lights are off. What's going on here? Someone may have come to the scene. Now, of course, our minds want to go, is it the killer returning to the scene to grab some evidence or something? Or was it just a moving truck who perhaps took down the yellow tape, maybe perhaps driving over it? First, let's listen to all these 911 calls. I understand why people are pretty upset with some of the dispatchers.
Okay. Does he have medical problems or? Have you guys received anything else, like calls about him or like a car accident or anything like that?
No, sometimes people just don't show up to work. I mean, maybe he's dead, I don't know.
Our boss did not report to work. We haven't been able to get a hold of him for 3 hours. We are on site and we can hear. Okay, I just talked to somebody there. Okay, I'm just making sure somebody called.
Really upset with the dispatcher. Like, what is her problem? Why did she got to be that ugly about it? I don't understand. Dan says, I didn't even know anything about this owner, and he was one concerned. Wow. I said my crazy theory earlier, but something like this, wife, sex, money, extortion, bullets. Yeah, who knows? Something's going on. We know something's going on for sure.
We had a call out there. They knocked on the front door and back door multiple times, and there was no answer.
How they're kind of like, well, what? He didn't show up to work. Kind of like, who cares? Is he sick or people don't show up to work? It's kind of a blasé attitude. Well, I don't know. I try and give them the benefit of the doubt. Some dispatchers, I'm sure they hear it all. They hear calls. They hear unnecessary calls, and maybe they thought this was one of them. Obviously, it wasn't. And then after all the 911 calls come through with so many different people, coworkers and stuff, we will see how the police zipped into action and they knew, okay, this is serious.
Columbus Police, Tech 107.
Yes, I would like to ask for a wellness check on an individual at their home. This individual, Spencer, works with me, and he did not show up to work this morning, and we cannot get a hold of him or his family.
He didn't show up to work?
Correct.
Okay. Does he have medical problems or?
No, and he's been reliable, and we cannot get in touch with him, his wife, his family, anybody that lives in that house.
Okay. So
There's two kids in the home. I'm in Florida. I own the business. I was informed by my employees that he was not at work, and he runs the office. Have you guys received anything else, like calls about him or like a car accident or anything like that?
No, sometimes people just don't show up to work. I mean, maybe he's sick, I don't know.
I just know that he is the most, like, he is always on time, and he would contact us if there is any issues whatsoever. And I just don't know how else to say this. Like, we're very, very concerned because this is very out of character. And we can't get in touch with his wife, which is probably the more concerning thing.
Okay, what's the emergency there? Police or medical?
Maybe both, I guess. I don't know. I'm kind of doing the
We had a call out there. They knocked on the front door and back door multiple times, and there was no answer.
Yeah, no answer. I can hear kids inside, and I swear I think I heard one yell, but we can't get in. At this point, I don't know if I need to break the door in or just get in the house or what. So.
Okay, were you out there when the police was out there?
I wasn't. I just got here about 5 minutes ago.
Okay, all right. Well, we'll send them back out to you. Our boss did not report to work. We haven't been able to get a hold of him for 3 hours. We are on site, and we can hear. Okay, I just talked to somebody there. Okay, I'm just making sure somebody called.
Very well.
911. What's the location of your emergency?
1411 North 4th.
Okay, 1411 North 4th. We've got several calls on that. What's changed since the last person I talked to?
There's a body. There's a body.
There's a body inside?
Yeah.
Let me say this. The owner is clear in Florida, okay? So there actually is two different people calling. The coworkers that's an hour and 18 minutes away, when the police said they checked and nobody came to the door, they decided to go physically and check. So that's where you're at with that. But you actually have two different callers. You have the owner that's on vacation in Florida, and then you got coworkers. This was a coworker, from the way I understood it.
Okay, hold on 1 second. Let me get you on the line with the medic, okay? Stay on the line.
There's a body. Our friend wasn't answering his phone. We just took a wellness check. We just came here, and he appears dead. Okay. There's blood. He's laying next to his bed, off of his bed, and there's blood. I can't get closer to see more than that. Okay, so you can tell he's obviously not breathing or anything? Yeah. Is it like, how do you know, does he look like, it doesn't look I can't wait. Okay, all right, I understand. Okay, and then when was the last time somebody spoke to him? Like yesterday, I suppose. Yesterday, okay. How old is he? 37. 37, okay. Is he like a drug user or anything like that? No. Okay, all right, just that's a really young age. Yeah, I understand. Okay, all right, we're on our way.
So after all those 911 calls come.
Let me say this. You know, a lot of people, especially in the medical field, they don't get to take off a lot. So, I mean, this is close to Christmas, still New Year's. You know, we hadn't had New Year's yet, December 30th. And they have family too. I mean, it might very well be that this guy went to see family or took them on vacation for Christmas and New Year's and just wasn't back yet. So it could be anything. But you could be right also, Dan. We don't know. Everything's open right now.
Through a flurry of calls, coworkers who were astute enough to know something's wrong with Spencer. He's very reliable. He wouldn't be this late. We've been looking for him for hours. He's an early riser, apparently, from what I'm reading, what the brother-in-law is writing on Reddit again. So they knew this isn't like him. If he had some kind of car trouble or some kind of I overslept, he would have immediately let us know. So this is when the police zip into action. He's like, they're saying there's a body inside. So these cops are kind of, I think, amazed that, wait a minute, we were out there, we were knocking on the front and back doors, there was no answer. And now you're saying, there's a body inside. We still don't have any confirmation, no official confirmation of where this body was found, where they were in relation to the 3 levels of the home.
Radio to 41 and 42.
Audio.
42.
34C, 1411, North 4th. Saw that incident from earlier, caller saying they can hear kids inside. Body, heard one of them yelling. Now we're getting another call saying there's a body inside. Rest of you can copy.
Who's saying there's a body inside?
There's no name yet.
That's 3, I copy.
Okay, because I knocked on the front and door and I looked through the windows, but I didn't see anybody.
Anybody on scene with 41?
Only calling up.
Yeah, I'm going to have a double.
I copy. Yes, if you can copy, they're saying it's a double.
I copy. I'll be in a row.
Copy.
4 row.
I copy.
There was a 7A on the back door. I have 3 males inside. They were doing a check, so someone can stop it. 43 admin.
Copy.
Now, I did find it interesting. The 7A code stands for open door, open window. And so certain things still, some of this audio might have belonged to a different case. Maybe they were pulling officers off of a different case and saying, okay, you take care of that. We're going over to this Tepe home. But everything, there's a flurry of action. There's a flurry of activity after it's confirmed they can see Spencer's body. So at least 10 police cars or so show up eventually, according to the people on Citizens who, on the app who literally were there, who were wondering, what's going on here? I see the caution tape. I see this. I see that.
Copy.
9170, do they have enough cars or are they going to need more people?
401, if you can contact homicide.
Somebody can contact homicide for this.
9170, I can do that while I'm en route. If he can go to 4A real quick, I'll get a few details.
Looks like there's going to be some casings and some wounds, gunshot wounds.
I copy. This is 43.
I copy. I'll give him a call while I'm en route.
And this is a double 43?
At least one.
Hey, 41, is there a gun on scene?
I'm trying not to disturb anything. I figure we let homicide do it. It looks like from just looking at the bodies, the one male's been shot multiple times. The female, at least maybe one through the side, through the chest.
Okay, but there's no in-sight 43 where it could be a 47.
He'll be under the pillow, but he's, like I said, multiple times.
All right.
Now, the officers have to wait for the homicide detectives. They do talk about shell casings, but they can't find the weapon unless it's under a pillow, like the guy said. They're securing the scene. They're like, okay, wait, did anyone check the garage? We talked about that detached garage.
No, we need a couple more cars to hold witnesses.
I copy. Need a couple more cars to hold witnesses. 1411 North 4th.
9031 in route. 3-4. We'll be pulling up in a second.
9170. Do they have kids inside?
Hey, firm.
Are you guys good on cars? Do you need additional?
I need 2 more, but I think they're in route.
I copy.
3416. 9031. I'm pulling up.
I copy.
9170.
9170.
Homicide has been informed and they're getting everyone together and will be en route shortly.
I copy. Homicide en route. L4, can we go on priorities?
3-4 at the front door. Is it okay to come through or do we have to stand by?
Anybody advise that 3-4 can go in through the front door?
43. I'll be in the alley, rear of. Does anybody check this garage?
9052, we're pulling up on your run here. If you need somebody, we can walk back.
I copy. Thank you, 9052.
43.
9031's with me. So I think they're going to need to access the garage from the backyard. 43, just advise. I'm unable to check the garage. I'm just in the rear, securing the scene from the alley.
I copy.
3-1.
3-1.
I'm going to have one of the witnesses in the back of my car.
Copy.
9041, I have one too.
I copy. Who else witness?
3-4.
3-4.
And there was a witness in a police vehicle. More than one witness in a police vehicle. Now, these are probably just the people who were Spencer, who called one. You know, they couldn't with me. When they finally arrived, the cops arrived, and then the witnesses were still there, so different ones, like sat in police vehicles, maybe, I'm sure, just so upset. So let's listen to all that and how Columbus police started directing traffic and trying to block the streets and everything in that group of audio that I could find. Before we talk about more about police updating the video request times and what it might mean, the GoFundMe, and even more.
It'll be next door, 1415 with the children.
I copy.
S3, do we have a car that started a guard log?
44 has the guard log. 44 has the guard log.
Thank you. 43, just advise media is on scene.
Copy. Media on scene.
S3.
Go ahead, sir.
Yeah, for the run, you've got 9031 and car 43 in the rear. You've got car 41.
I do want to let everybody know I'm going to try to speed this up because Lana has just went live. I find that that's going to be very interesting. So we'll catch back up on this tomorrow night. I'm going to play a song on the way out. Please go over to Truth and Transparency. Check it out. She is live right now, doing a live call-in. It sounds like she has gotten in touch with the brother-in-law. So very possible that he might be on there. So we're going to play a song on the way out. Please go and check out Lana. Again, she's live. Let me get that link for you. Well, I already closed it, but I know she's live right now. So I'm going to play the song and then, I'll get the link. Hold on, I'll just get the link. Let me stop sharing this. Stop sharing this. And I'll pull up Truth and Transparency so you can see that she's live. Give me just a second. Again, that's somebody that I do follow, is Lana. And she does cover some really good stuff. Here she is live. I'm gonna
again, I have somebody that entered in the backstage. You have
her
to
out,
connect your
guys.
device. So go ahead and kick yourself back out. Come back on.
Copy this.
You just have to, when it asks.
I'm going to stop it there, but I'm going to copy it. Here it is in the link. I'm going to play the song on the way out. Let's see here. Again, I just think this is very interesting. It's a case that's just now unfolding. Let's see here. What did I do with it? Oh, there it is. Okay. There it is. Okay, let me play this song. Go check out Lana. And here we go.
The night is cold, streets are empty, silent cries behind locked doors. The light was shattered in the darkness, but the echoes on forevermore. A dentist and his love taken from the light. Two little hearts trembling in fright. The dog's eyes watch, loyal and true. The innocence untouched, the darkness grew. The night still holds its wicked schemes, but through the terror, hope remains. A dog at their side, sheltered from the rain. The walls still bleed their memory. The air still screams what we can't see. Shadows in the house, they rise and fall. Love cut short, the silence calls. But the survive through fear and pain. A spark remains, a life sustained. 1 year, 4 years, tiny hands so brave against the dark. They will not cave. Through shattered nights and broken cries, they'll see the sun. They'll survive. Shadows in the house, they rise and fall. Love cut short, the silence calls. But the kids survive through fear and pain. A spark remains, a life sustained. Eerie guitar echoes fade into the night. Minor chords linger, haunting the light.
Okay, see y'all later. Much love. See you over at Atlanta's if you get a chance to go over there.